So, a while ago, I found myself doing something I hadn't done in a long time. I was imagining the life I thought I'd be living by now. I thought about the plans I made, the prayers I had prayed. I had the picture in my head. I had it all figured out in my head. I had it written down in my journal, perfectly written. The conversations where I confidently said, by this time next year, I just had it all figured out in my head. I smiled for a second. Then I realized I wasn't actually remembering my past. I was grieving a future that never happened. And I don't think I'm the only one. Maybe you know what that feels like too. Nobody really prepares you for this kind of grief. When someone dies, people know you're grieving. When you lose a job, people understand. When a relationship ends, people expect you to be heartbroken. But what do you call the sadness that comes from losing a future that only existed in your mind? The home you planned, the family you pictured, the business you thought you'd have taken off by now, the life you were certain God was leading you into. There's no funeral for those dreams, no visitors, no flowers, just you and your thoughts, trying to make peace with a version of life that never arrived. And somehow that's one of the loneliest kind of grief, because it feels invisible. People see where you are. They don't see where you thought you'd be. I've learned that disappointment isn't always about losing what you had. Sometimes it's about losing what you expected. And expectations are funny. They quietly shape the way we experience life. When reality doesn't match them, we start asking questions. Did I hear God wrong? Did I make a mistake? Or did I waste my time? Sometimes the questions become heavier. Why is everyone else's life moving except mine? I know those thoughts. Not because I read them somewhere, no. But because I've sat with them. And I've lived it. But here is what I've been learning. Just because a dream didn't happen doesn't mean your life stopped being meaningful. That's hard to believe when you're standing in the middle of disappointment. But disappointment has a way of making you think in absolutes. If this didn't happen, then everything is ruined. But life is really like that. Sometimes we are grieving one story while another one is quietly becoming. Not necessarily a better or worse story, just one we never expected. And maybe that's why it's difficult to embrace, because we keep comparing it to the one we wrote in our minds and our journals. Something has really brought me peace, and I'll always say it here. God doesn't ask us to pretend. He invites us to bring our disappointments to Him. There's a difference. Faith isn't denying the grief, but faith is believing that grief doesn't get the final word. Yeah. So, if you're mourning the future you imagined, take your time. Don't rush yourself into anything. Don't force yourself to move on from it. Grieve honestly. Cry if you need to. Talk to God about the life you thought you'd have. He can handle that conversation very well. Absolutely. And when you're ready, look around. Not to compare your life with someone else's, but to notice that even in the life you did not plan, there is still evidence of God's presence. Maybe not in the way you expected, but in the strength you did not know you had, in the wisdom pain gave you, in the people who stayed, the doors that opened after others closed, the quiet realization that you're still standing. I want you to carry this with you. The future you imagined deserves to be grieved, but please don't grieve for too long that you miss the life that's unfolding right in front of you. God sometimes doesn't replace our plans. He redeems what remains after they've fallen apart. And if you're still breathing, your story is still being written. Maybe not the chapter you expected, but perhaps one you will understand with gratitude someday. This is Confidence Unlocked. Until next time.